Hello everyone and welcome back to our Artificial Intelligence lecture series. I am Nadia Patel. Let's get started with our today's lecture. So we are in continuation to Introduction to Intelligent Systems, and we were going through the point which is components of intelligence. We have already seen two lectures where we tried to understand what learning and reasoning is all about, and now in today's lecture we will try to understand what is problem solving, which is the next component of intelligent systems, or you can say intelligence, and what it is all about. But we are just going to take an overview of problem solving in artificial intelligence, as we have a complete whole unit of problem solving where we will go into the details and make sure we understand what algorithms are used and what are those specific steps which are used in problem solving. So in today's lecture we will see introduction, some of the methods. We will just see what are those methods, and we are not going to check what is the working of those methods because it is going to come in our coming lectures. Some of the examples, and finally, in short, in totality, how does problem solving work? So let's get started. So these are the components of intelligence, and we have already seen reasoning, we have seen learning, and now we will go through problem solving. So as the name is suggesting, solving the problem which is occurred is very important. If you keep your problems unsolved, they are definitely going to trouble you in future. Or if you just neglect some of small problems, in future they might just leave you confused, troubled, trapped, and small problems can become huge, you can say, obstacles in future. So this is a very important component of artificial intelligence as well as our life. We need to solve our problems as soon as possible and in the right possible manner. But you might have experienced that whenever you face some of the problems, you find that there are many solutions in solving the problem. Firstly, there are many methods to solve or tackle a given problem. At the same time, it has got many solutions after solving problem, what could be the situations. So specifically choosing a best solution to solve your problem is the thing which is, I can say, difficult and important. The way you solve your problem matters. We get solution to our problem, which is fine, but what is that method which you adopt while solving a problem actually gives us what could be the situation later. So according to me, and our theory specifically focuses on choosing the best possible method first to solve the problem. After that, when you have multiple solutions to one problem, choosing the best solution is again very important, and there intelligence is required. So when you have 4 options in front of you which could be solution to your problem, choosing the best possible option is something which is intelligent and which is required. So this method of choosing the best solution is known as choosing or finding the optimal solution, which we are going to actually go in detail and deep in our coming lectures. But for today's lectures, just understand that solving a problem in right possible manner is important, and getting the by far perfect or optimal solution is again important. So in speaking in terms and definition, a systematic search through a range of possible actions in order to reach some predefined goal or solution is basically problem solving. So you are going to follow firstly a systematic method which might have a range of possible actions. So there could be some methods which are involved in solving a particular problem. So you are going to follow that method. First you are going to choose that method, Second, you're going to follow that method which is going to have some actions. These actions will have some predefined goals or solutions. So you're going to just pick a method, you're going to follow that method which is going to have some predefined goal, and you're going to reach your goal or solution. Problem solving also includes decision making. This is very important. As I told you, even in real life, if we are facing a problem, and if you have 4 options which could solve that problem, choosing the best possible option is something which is intelligent. So their decision making capability works. So you might have experienced people around you, some of them are very good at making decisions and taking decisions. They are very quick. They just don't give some another thought, or they'll just sit, analyze, okay, I am going to do this, that's it. No more discussions. So you might have seen some of your friends or family who are very good at decision making. On the contrary, you might have also seen some people around you which are worst at taking or making decisions. They'll sit, they'll get confused, and choosing a wrong option and making a wrong decision will make the situation worst. So this is very important in life. So I would actually advise you, which even I do. Even I am a very bad decision making kind of a person. I take my decisions in the worst possible manner. So I always make sure that I take the help of my elders, my family, my parents, my teachers, and then try to find the best solution for the current situation. So this is how it works. So this is again a very important point, which is decision making capability, which is selecting the best suitable alternative. As I told you, if we have got 4 options, selecting the right and the most effective option for the current situation is important. AI's problem solving ability comprises data. That means it has got a data set. Speaking in technical terms, you will have some model data sets, or you can say examples of data sets, where you are going to just have some situation, or you can say, as we have discussed in the earlier lecture, that there is an argument, there is premise, and there is going to be a conclusion. Similarly, here there is going to be a problem, there will be a data for the particular problem where you have to find X. That means you'll have to reach a goal. You are just supposed to find that X on the basis of the data. So example is, given could be a situation where such and such is the data. There is one situation, say for example, there is a situation of solving a complex equation of maths. So this equation of mathematics will require time and intelligence of more than one person to sit and find a solution. So this is the situation and this is the data, and what you're supposed to do is you're just supposed to find that X. Again, taking a real life example, situation is pandemic. Again I'm making use of the same popular example. Such and such is the situation, that is we are facing the second wave, and here is the data, which is the daily count of people getting positive, daily count of people being negative, daily count of discharges from the hospital, and daily count of people dying due to this pandemic. And you are supposed to find remedy, or you can say the best possible option to control first the situation, and secondly find a medicine out of it. So this is how the problem is stated, this is how the data is given. So as I told you, the data is all possible data. So they have covered every possible case of people being positive, people getting discharged from the hospital, people getting recovered in what number of days. Like there can be a situation where people are getting positive but are also recovering in just 4-5 days, or there can be a situation of people getting positive and taking month to recover from the disease. So this type of data is actually gathered first. So this is your data, this is your, you can say, data set they usually call, and then you are supposed to find a remedial situation to control it and the medicine. So further speaking, in artificial intelligence, basically you are supposed to apply or perform some logical algorithms. You are supposed to first design an algorithm, but we already have some predefined algorithms now which are, you can say, working, which have proven to be the best algorithms, and even we are going to study one or two in our coming lectures. So you are just supposed to perform that algorithm, use different equations and execute them using some paradigms. So this is how it works in artificial intelligence. There are various solutions to a single problem. As I told you, you can have 4 or more options to one problem. So if you are confused to what option should I choose, which is the decision making capability, you need to make use of heuristics. Now what does this heuristic mean? So heuristic in problem solving is a method of, you can say, learning or solving problem that allows us to discover new things. But you have to do it on your own. You need to discover and then learn from there, or you can say your own experience. Like you have to, like we do, we just sit and solve our own problem with the help of our family, friends and elders, and then we reach a solution. So this is where you are discovering, you are actually learning how to solve problem. Is altogether a different kind of intelligence, I think. Again, you might have seen people where they find or they get into some problem, they'll quickly just pick up their phone, call their parents and ask them to solve their problem, which is not right, because this is going to tangent or stop your learning. You will not learn from your mistakes. If you're doing mistake, if you think there was a problem and you did a mistake, you need to sit and find a solution with the help of your parents and then take a decision, rather just handing over the problem to somebody else and asking them to solve it, which is very, very wrong. So heuristic nature is what, where you actually sit, you learn what is the problem, you discover new thing, and then with the help of that experience and some past experience reach a solution. Some problems might have unique solutions. Apart from the 4 options, there could be an option number 5, which is actually a better solution. So you need to work on it. Rather than only thinking about the 4 options of one problem, also study and find that unique solution which could be a better one. So it depends on the nature of the problem. Now, on the basis of the intensity of the problem, on the basis of what are the impacts of that problem getting solved in future, we will decide for the options. Now let us check what are those different methods which we can apply in problem solving. The first is special purpose and the second is general purpose. Now again, as the name is suggesting, special purpose is for special problems, the one which is different from the regular ones, the one which has not got any past experience, the one for which we don't have any previous data or previous algorithm to apply. For such, we need to make tailor-made, you can say, method. So you need to sit like we stitch our clothes. We just hand over the material, the cloth to the tailor. He cuts it, he alters it and stitches a new piece of cloth or dress for you. The same thing you're going to apply. You're just going to take the problem, you're going to find a solution specially only for that problem. On the other side, there is general purpose, which can get applied to a variety of problems. Like we have generic softwares and we have customized softwares. Generic softwares are applied to all possible similar kind of, you can say, customers, whereas our specialized softwares are applied to the special ones. So those are the customized one. You take the requirement you study it, and then develop a software. The same thing happens in the problem solving. Further, we have some techniques, which is tree algorithm, the B tree reducing. So these are the reducing algorithm, where you have a huge problem and you cut it down, you reduce it, and finally get a solution. Further, we have some search algorithms, which are uninformed and informed. This is very important technique, and heuristic. So if you want some of the areas where problem solving is majorly implemented and used, or you can say some of the examples of problem solving is finding winning move in a board game. So if you are playing a game which is similar to chess or Ludo, where you have to make some moves, so finding the winning position or winning move comes under problem solving. Identifying people from their photographs, like we have dimensions to our, you can say, bodies, or we have the front dimension, we have the side dimension. If you are feeding data to a software having the front dimensions, and you make sure that you apply some of the algorithms which are heuristic ones, the system can learn on its own and find whether this side dimension is getting applied or is it getting a match in their data. So this is again a problem solving example. Further, you can have a series of movements for a robot, like pick up, put down, move forward or back, or left and right. So moving and performing a movement for a robot also comes under problem solving. So now how does it work? Like our real life situation, when we face problem, as I told you, there can be some people who will just pick up their phone and call their parents up and just hand over the situation to them. Come, you solve the problem. Or there can be people who will call their parents, sit with them, explain the situation, be with them and find a solution. So this is like getting involved and analyzing it. Similar thing happens in problem solving algorithms. First, you'll have to sit and find the causes of the unwanted situation. Then you're supposed to generate a set of alternative interventions to achieve your goal. Like I told you, you have to find some options to your problem. So apart from those 4 options available, there can be a 5th option, which is actually your optimal solution. So sit, analyze and find all the best possible solutions, evaluate the best one, and finally implement that plan and assess its effectiveness. So this is the method which is applied actually. And speaking in more technical terms and again breaking it down in simple terms, what you can do is define the problem, analyze the problem, identify the possible situations, or you can say solutions. If you are getting 4 solution, find, sit and work for the 5th solution as well, and then choose the best solution and finally implement it. So this is, you can say, steps, or you can call it as algorithm as well. This is the basic method which is followed by every single technique of problem solving. So this is it about today's lecture. So before winding up our lecture, I would also remind you that we are going to see each and every part of these problem solving in our coming lectures. So that's it. I hope it was again easy to understand. Thank you.